Alright, hello. I hope this is working okay. I had some last minute, very annoying sound problems. There was a Windows update a couple of days ago and it's like completely changed the whole sounds menu, and I don't know what's going on. The preview, the in-game music sounded pretty poor. Do let me know in the chat how it sounds. Can you hear me okay? Does the game sound okay, or is it all really, really bad? Because I can always just like turn down or off the game sounds if it's bad. Del Polo says, "Oh man, I might actually make it to a stream this time." Well, hopefully you're here. Nuntar says, "Hi, Kieran." Hello, Nuntar. Right. Let's get going anyway. Is there any... Oh, sorry, yeah, there is game sound coming through. So, I've been having some quick peeks, or some quick thinks about this. This here with the green door that I did last time feels pretty bad. That's very, very wimpy as an option. It might never be taken. Now at the moment I actually want players to start using their green keys. I've got, I think, 3 green keys. I can hear you. Game audio sounds weird, but it might be because of being in the menu. Yeah, so the game audio was very odd. It sounded very tinny, I think. I don't know if it was being in the menu or not, but we'll see. If it still sounds bad, I can just like mute the in-game sound for now and we'll figure it out for the next stream. Yeah, so where was I? Yeah, so there's currently, I think there should be 3 green keys. So there's one. There's one you can buy in the shop, and there's one here. Right? Yeah, but the only green door so far is this one. I would like to try and make your use of green keys a little bit competitive. Nanta says, depends on the length of the hold. If it's long, then 1 green key for 1 death is actually very good. Yeah, I mean, it's a decent health saving, especially at this point, paying off in the long term. But I was sort of wondering if I wanted it to be a bit better. Like, maybe put an attack in there as well, just to try and encourage people to get it now. So one of the plans I have for a green key is the sword is going to be behind it. We've got to place the sword soon. We've got the shield. And that sort of makes green keys fairly competitive with this. You sort of want to only pick up 1. I guess they're all kind of expensive at the first. There's still a sea lion to kill for this. This one, if you got the keys, this is the problem to get this one. So, you know, it just feels rubbish. So I think I am going to stick an attack in there as well. Oops, and we'll see how that goes. Now I do this stream, again I'm hoping for about 2 hours, and I do want to actually finish this first level. I think 6 hours on one level is probably long enough in building it, so let's see if we can't get to the end. So we want to think soon about putting in a sword, and we do want to consider these as well. Hyperme says, long-term savings are nice, but also hard to see if you aren't super weird into DROD RPG thinking. Well, I guess to some extent it's going to depend on how valuable, like, the green key would be in the end. You know, I mean, health, but it's health that comes late. It would probably be good for some sort of super boss. Maybe you want it anyway. Like, I don't know. It depends. We'll see. We'll see how it turns out. But I mean, with this, I think that's actually a very tasty option in the long term now. Like, you're probably going to pick this up. But you know, we don't actually have to decide right now what's good balance and what isn't for the long term. I will figure that out later, which is the nice thing about designing these. You don't necessarily have to go in with a super important plan. So how far do we want to go until we get the sword? Also, at some point, we're going to think about a boss. I don't know if I want to think about like some sort of mini boss as well or something. I know what I did want was some reason to... Well, I sort of wanted some reason for the player to pick up the sword and then do something else, but maybe just coming back and picking up all the goodies is enough of a benefit to get the sword. Like, maybe this level can just go and then there's just a boss, right? Like, maybe I don't have to actually plunk anything particularly special. What I would like to do is I would like to have, before the boss, another way to spend a green key, but for progression. So maybe after you've got the sword and spent the green key on that, there's a way that you could maybe spend another green key to find it easier to reach the boss, like a part of a multiple path thing. You could take the green key, you could go another way. I think that will round it out nicely. Of course, you might want to just save a green key for the next level, might be good. So, but I think that'll be good then. And there's like 3 keys, 3 ways to spend it. But maybe you don't want to pick up the keys now anyway. Like maybe you want to keep them around for the next level. I don't know. Let's see. So maybe this level won't go on too much longer. And there are always ways to like offshoot over here as well, if we want to do that. Just a reminder. Got these as well, and how are we doing on keys? Yeah, this is another thing I thought about. This has been very difficult to justify. I actually think I'm going to stick another key in there. Del Polo says, I missed the first stream and watched the video of the second one after the stream, but don't think it was answered. Do you plan to let people backtrack from later levels? That's a very good question that I hadn't actually considered, but I just sort of assumed that the answer was yes in this particular case, so I think I'd sort of implicitly answered it when I started talking about money doublers and how I might go for a Lucky Blade in this hold, in which case that only really makes sense if you let people backtrack. So I think that might be the case that actually, yeah, we are going to let people backtrack in this one. So obviously these monsters in this level will become free very quickly shortly after you leave the level, but that's fine. They are the early game monsters. It's kind of expected. This is very straight. We don't want it to actually be this straight. But I do want to pull this river in a bit on the screen there. That'll do fine. Sure, why not? Let's do that. Should have done this first. Sorry, I was sort of thinking, yeah, this trade, we've left it for a long time. I do like thinking of maybe buffing this. I mean, I know it eventually becomes quite cheap, but I think this struggles to feel worth it for a long time. So I'm going to see if that maybe... see how that affects the balance. We did have a couple of keys uncollected last time. It looks like I want to, with those placing of those keys, we're going to need to place a lot more yellow doors, so that's what we're going to do. Players over here because of this shield, so let's think. So now that I've got this, maybe we can have a path here blocked off. Let's maybe we want this to be like this instead. And I'm going to put a monster path on here, but I'm going to give the player another way to go. So let's put a tough monster and a not so tough monster on this path, like this. At this point you're expected you'll probably have the shield, so it won't actually seem that tough. And we're going to have a door to skip through them as well. So that's what we're going to do here. Would like another option. I would like something hidden behind another. We can do something like this. Should consider health. How are we doing for spending keys to get health? Well, there's quite a lot of that. Maybe there's a better way. What if... No. I was going to say, what if we had two ways of opening this door, but like a passageway and then another yellow door, but that seems like, that seems unnecessary, because if you wanted to open two doors, you would just open this and pick up whatever goods are inside. I was going to say another chance to actually get around, unless we actually do another path like this, but there will be more ways in. So this one's going to be a bit tougher, and there's a door in the way, and so there'd better be a very good reason to take this path, right? So you could just open this door, get these goods, and then I guess probably go this way, or... Well, this sort of doesn't make sense, does it? Sorry, just thinking about it now. Because you could just open this door and then kill these guys and get this, or open this door and kill them. Like, this doesn't feel like a very good set of options. They all sort of fight against each other. So maybe I shouldn't do this. This feels like maybe it's a bad way to... Here's a better option. Why don't we put the goodies on this side? Instead, that's it, I want you guys to turn around. I'm actually going to move these. So now, maybe this isn't as good an idea as I thought. We'll see. But, does this make sense? So maybe it doesn't. No, this feels like it's also a stupid option. Okay, let's forget this. I'm not thinking hard, but these doesn't feel like it's... You wouldn't really take that path, so I think that's... Why don't we have an offshoot room? Those are always fun. And we've got a bit more room to play with then. So there's going to be a dead end room over here. And we can think about what's in here. So maybe we could have another defense gem in here somewhere. And there could be a reason to come in here. There could be some stuff. What if we made it so that you had to fight something to get in? Keep doing putting sea lines, let's put in a tough tarantula. But then once you're in, you've got these two excellent door trades. So these are going to be above average door trades, but you've got to fight a spider to actually get in here. That feels like it might be okay. So we could have the defense gem, and we could have a door that gives a little bit more health than usual. So if you come in here, you're probably going to come in here for the defense gem, but once you are in here, it's just a little bit better. You've got this better health trade available to you. Maybe that's okay. I don't know. I'm saying I don't know a lot on this stream. Like, I feel like my ability to make these decisions has gone down a little bit, and these interesting choices. What did we have before? What sort of things did we do? Yeah, so you see, this is like a fairly common thing that I've done. Here's one that's better, but you got to fight a monster as well. But there's quite a lot of health there. Assuming you're paying less than 100 to kill the tough tarantula, which you should be by the time you take that. I mean, this is okay. I mean, I guess the thing is that you're probably always like fighting this guy to gain access to this trade. You're probably going to want to take this trade anyway, maybe. So this, as it currently stands, doesn't feel that good. So let's make it 250 instead. Maybe that feels a bit better. Maybe you want to come in here for the boss. I don't know. Maybe we have a tough boss and we need more health. There we are. That was okay. Room feels a bit boring. I feel like we could make this a little bit better. What if we? Okay, let's do something else. And then there's going to be another monster in the way, and it's just another ill turn. What if? Yeah, here we go. What if we put another way in here, but it's just a big monster gauntlet of ill turns. So ill turns don't give too much money. What if they were weakers, actually? Let's do that instead, because they give the least money. So what if there was just this weaker gauntlet? Let's put another one in. Probably want some barrels in here instead. There we go. And we're going to put another one in. So this feels a bit better. Maybe. Yeah, I don't know. So much for making the player spend keys, eh? Got to get through all these, or you can spend a key. Sorry, I don't know. It feels like I feel happier with this room now. Anyway, what are we gonna have on the other side? I think we could have another crossing point up here after these rooms, and we're probably gonna have the sword up here, maybe. So let's think about putting a lot in the way of the sword. Well, we need a green key regardless. We're definitely doing that as an option. Sorry, the blue border was annoying me. There we go. Let's see. Yeah, so we're gonna have the sword up here. Let's do the sword first. Why not? So this wants to come out, so that, again, I think for symmetry I might put the sword on a little island on its own. And we're going to have a little water raft. And there's going to be something in the way, so I think I said I was going to put a green door in the way of this sword. So there we go. Probably want to copy this guy's code. There we go, and this one is for the wooden sword. Do I want some? Yeah, let's do that. Let's have. Doesn't feel so great there. There we go. Whoops. Let's have a reason for the player. To potentially, possibly come over this. But I feel like I would rather it be somewhat expensive to go this way, just because the player's likely to be on this side anyway because of the shield, and this here is not so expensive. I feel like I would prefer it if this door was here, but I think it's too late for that now. Maybe it isn't. What's the vertical room flip? It's not that one, it's this one. Here we go. And here's what I'm going to do. I'm actually going to put this on this side, and this door is instead going to go here, and we're going to copy this, and we're going to move it down a bit. There we go. There, I feel a bit happier about that now. So you need to be on this side of the door to get here, and that's because we're also going to lock off this side as well. Yeah, there we go. There we are. So, you know, you're going to be spending keys to go this way. And there's probably going to be a monster as well. It's always a sea lion, I think, I've put on these bridges, so we're just going to put another one. There's nothing on this side, but there needs to be a pass room on this side as well. And I might even put another shield gem on this side. So I think one key will be fine, but then we will have no key, and instead we will have another. Is this just more spending keys for shield gems on this side of the level? I think it is. I don't even know what I'm doing here with my shapes. So I feel like this could be something better, maybe. What if there was some monster thing to pass this way? Let's use some obstacles. So there we are. There's a thing, and there's going to be some tough monsters here. One of each of the tough ones. But there was also a way to go through this path. Yeah, I like this. But this path here, while it looks expensive, there's gonna be a better reason to go this way, and that reason is that there's gonna be a defense gem in the middle of it all. So where were we? Here we are. Yeah, there's gonna be something here. Maybe it's just an ill turn, it's a cheaper monster. I feel like I can't really put health though, so maybe I'll stick health on this side. There we go. Let me just quickly check. Do I have these guys with the... Yeah, I thought I was missing something. This guy should turn and face the player. This guy, it doesn't matter. This guy, it doesn't matter. This guy does matter though. Behaviour face target. Okay. So the birds weren't actually turning to face the player. Maybe I could have another monster. Yeah, why not? There we go. So you got to open... Are you better to do this and then open one door instead of doing this and opening two doors? So let's instead have a health bonus for going this way. And it's 100 health. Because you're opening more yellow doors, right? Well, see, you can kill them, open this, and then you kill one for the 100 health. I don't know. It feels better than what I was doing on the other side, though. So I think I'm okay with this. As an option, it's all right. And that leads you to here, which of course has the all-important sword. Sword, and then the player's going to have to spend a key to get any further than that. Perhaps we should consider a checkpoint somewhere along this path. Although there is a checkpoint picking up the sword, it's kind of been a while since we actually had a checkpoint. Maybe one that you step on. See, it's all the way down here is the other checkpoint. If you get this far, maybe I'm going to just stick a checkpoint in this room, I think. Feels okay. Okay, so this guy's got there we go. This should all work. You just need to change that. Yep, that's how I set this up. Good. So some of these rooms feel slightly empty, like this bit, compared to how busy some other rooms are. However, I kind of like that earlier on, by making rooms slightly empty, I had enough room to fix problems and shove stuff in when I needed to. So I think it's okay for now that it's like this. I might find I need more health pickups around here, so let's consider putting some health pickups in this room. I'm not too familiar with DROD RPG. Do things like platforms stay where they were when you exit and re-enter the room? Yes, they do. So rooms are permanent in RPG in that they save exactly how they are when you leave them. You can make scripts specifically restart every time you enter, but otherwise the rooms retain their state. So once you open a door, it's always open. You know, that sort of thing. Once you kill a monster, it's always dead. And the whole thing is like one big puzzle that spans across multiple rooms. I do want another attack gem. Maybe it's time, once you've got the sword, the player goes back, cleans up everything they want, and then we just move on to the boss. So maybe I want this stream to actually veer off again and finish. Okay, cool. So you could spin the green key and use the platform to grab the sword, and also skip the yellow door too. Neat. Ah, yes, that's a problem, isn't it? You could indeed skip this yellow door, which is why I sealed off all of the walls in this room. That is an interesting oversight, and I should probably do the same. I actually don't want the player to do that. So, yes, well spotted. You could indeed do that. It would... I mean, maybe that's okay. Like, maybe I shouldn't be so quick to seal that off. Maybe sometimes it's fine to just find these little tricks to do that sort of thing. So maybe we can say to the player, you know, if you don't go up here and open this first, actually you do get the sword. So what if we put some reason why the player might wish to do this before they got the before they open the green door? So what if, for example, the last keys in the level were stored behind this yellow door, and they gave you some yellow keys and some health, and you could use that to, for example, pick this up, right? So maybe we could try and say, hey, you know, if you're struggling to pick up the green key, maybe you want to go this way and fight some cheap monsters. And this is just a ridiculously cheap bonus, right? Like, if you can open this one door, we'll give you some health and some keys, or if you get this now, you can skip it and they're even cheaper. I don't know, maybe that's not a good idea, actually. But it's the sort of thing you can do, right? So we could, we're going to move this down even further. Maybe what we will do is we'll just really seal this place off. So you can skip over that one. So if you do this, you get to come in here without spending a key, but then you skip the next one as well. So actually this is really bad. So what if, there we are, it's actually a sealed off area, and also there. So if you want to get in here and get this, maybe this just refunds your key, and you can just go past this for free. Oh, but an earlier thing that we decided, we didn't want the player to be able to use platforms to go across, because it also stops the fast travel from working when you very quickly walk between rooms to different room borders. You can't do that like here, where I'm just moving quickly. You can't do that if there is this in the way. So if we do this debugging, you will see that once I have this, it won't let me fast travel to the other rooms until I get here, then it will. So we break the ability to fast travel between rooms if we let the player do this. So I think what that's telling me is that actually this room should be just the green door, and there's really nothing to skip. Maybe this is just the sword, right? And the rest of the room is empty for now. And if we want to put in something, we can. Maybe that's smarter. Yeah. But yeah, you can totally, if you wish, you can make your levels have these cool tricks with platforms and stuff. The official hold does it. So there's nothing stopping you from doing it in yours as well. In this particular case, I'm expecting that the player might wish to travel between rooms up and down a bunch, and I sort of want to make that as painless as possible, because this is expected. It's probably going to be a slightly larger hold. I want to make sure those convenience features are available to the player. So I'm going to put in a bit of extra effort to not make those sort of things work, or so that they don't get in the way. So here we go, we sort of come to the end of the stream, and maybe we want the boss to be on this side of the stream, and the boss is at the stream, or maybe he isn't. Maybe the boss just is off on the side. So I hadn't really decided for like the story of this hold. Is this stream, are we going to be following this stream downstream or something, you know, or is it just you know, what's its purpose? Is it just an architectural thing on this level? Sort of went into this with no plan about story, so I haven't really figured that out yet. I should really start thinking about what the story of this hold is going to be soon, especially if we move on to another level after this one. What's going to be the theme there? The whole stream thing was originally a joke, because this whole architecture thing is a stream. So who knows? Maybe I will have this go over to the side here. So we got the sword, and I did want our way for you to spend a green key for it to be cheaper to pass through. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to have a green door. And that green door will get you through this room. And will get you all the way over here. And maybe even there's going to be another sea line on bridges, because they're always on the bridges. So let me just quickly check how many... we can place one more attack gem somewhere. I'd rather not put it behind the green door. I want that to be a different decision. Is there going to be a reason to be in this area? Maybe so. Maybe there can be one final health cache. And the boss will just be over here, perhaps. So let's put in a bigger health cache. And this is behind the tough tarantula, and there's this guy in the way. So if you don't spend the green key to get up here, well, you got to kill. So I am tempted to just, if you spent the green key, you've also got another way over. But I was literally just talking about trying to avoid using platforms to cross paths. But maybe it's better in this room, because if I put a platform here, you could just leave it to actually get past this. Or maybe there is a way, like, you know, a platform that you can have the player leave. Like, you just move it here, and then they still have a fast travel path, because it's actually a bigger platform. So the player just has to move it over there and up a bit, and then they've got it available for travel. So, like, they just move it across from here one, or they move it over here one, and then that acts as a new bridge. So yeah, I think I like that, actually. There it's okay. So you can skip this guy if you open the green door. You get access to this without killing him. We're just going to put a rock in the way. Have you just used that one recently? There we go. So this is sort of landlocked into this area here. And of course the next thing is that there was going to be this more expensive pathway. This sort of, well, I actually want this to be placed up here, or next to this, so there, I think that's fine. So there was going to be this other way that you could go from the sword, and this was just going to be more expensive, and this is your reason to try and take another green key. So maybe you want to buy a green key, for example, from the shop. We're just going to try and give the player a reason to decide that they want to spend a green key instead. So we're going to put some thing here. Is it really going to be this expensive? Is that too expensive? It might be. 2 yellows and something to fight. Seems reasonable. It's got to be an expensive guy. Maybe there are just no goodies in here. We certainly don't want to put the power gem in here. Maybe the power gem could be... what if, instead of this being this? So I didn't want the power gem to be exclusively behind the green door, but if there's another way to it, maybe we could use the next screen and the other side of the stream. So one has a boss and the other one has your final power gem, and you have to access it by going this way. Yeah, I think I like this. We can still have the tough tarantula in the way. Maybe that's it. Maybe that's all there is on this side. And over on this side there is... Do you want anything nice and green? Maybe there's an area you can't reach and it all looks so happy and sunshine and nice green plants there. only a little bit by the edge of the water there. Maybe it extends over. For some reason this is grassy, I don't know why. There's our final attack gem. It's just behind a single tarantula on that side. And maybe we also have a health potion as well. Is that too much? I think it is. I think just the attack gem is fine. So we could do something sneaky where if we have like the boss in this room and you kill the boss, it's gonna destroy the power gem. You can do something like that. I'm not usually that huge a fan of doing that sort of thing, but there's no reason why we can't, right? Like, I don't like to permanently destroy gems, but I mean, I think that's another thing that's going to encourage you to go through here. Yeah. Let's put some more health trades. That's what we don't have enough of. So we want the player to have another reason to spend keys. So what if we make this one a bit more expensive than usual, and that gets you a bit more health than usual. So at this point they should be, after you've got this, cheaper than 50. So this is a better key to health trade than usual. I actually wanted to put some green plants down here. There we go. Yeah. And up here, I guess we're gonna have the boss. So I don't like this flat edge on the top. We need to do something about that. Let's expand this edge downwards a bit. And I would like the boss to be in some sort of special hut that is on the edge of the water for some reason. I want it to look like it's a real hut, so we are going to we're going to stick the boss on the plate. I'm actually going to put a yellow door in the way. I'm going to blockade this with some rocks, and we're going to change the floor to this, and we're going to stick a boss on here. Now we need to decide what's the boss going to be and why. What's he going to look like? What sort of character is he? Just before we do, while we are thinking about this, we can also make the end of this level. Do we want to fast travel in here somewhere? You know what? I think we do. I think we could put, where we're not using this, I think we could have some sort of fast travel system to get back to the start of the level. Now what I'd like to do is I'd like to make it stairs so that you can fast travel to the stairs. So, well, okay, you're just going to end hold for now. Since this is a stream, the boss could be a ferryman. Recoloured mimic. Sure. Let's do something like that. Yeah. Again, if anyone ever has suggestions, let me know. So this fast travel, where's it going to take you? I think it should take you somewhere near the shop, to be honest. Maybe we want it to pop out on this side, but somewhere where there's probably more room. Makes sense. Could it come down here? Is that too low? I think coming back to the shop is something that we're probably going to want to do. But we want to watch out, because if we add stairs here... defeating combat, do agrees to ferry you further. This is his ferry house, and when he does, he takes you to this room where there is like a big raft, and then he walks off, you know, and then he will let you, he will take you further downstream. So yeah, I really like that actually. So good job, Nuntar, Del Polo. These are some good suggestions, which I think I'll take that one. What was I doing? I was trying to find out where I want my fast travel system to return the player. I really want it to be in this room, but I want to watch out for where I've put the checkpoint, because I would otherwise just plonk it up here somewhere. But I don't want people to like fast travel up and accidentally hit the checkpoint, so maybe I should just move the checkpoint out of the way. Right, so it's a lot more out of the way here. In fact, what I can do, there we go. So this is guaranteed to be out of the way of everything if I put it there. And we're just going to close this up a little bit. There we go. And what this means is that I can put some fast travel stairs here and lock the way. No, I want it to be available even if you don't have a sword. So there will just be a pressure plate that opens the way up, and of course we're going to need a start player, and where is it? Here. I'm going to put it here. So that'll take you to 3-0. What I should do, just for my own convenience, I keep calling this area beach when really it's internally everything is called beach. Did I say top or north on the other one? And this stairs is going to go to the top of fast travel. Not even area. There we go. So we have a way to jump back and forth across the level. You see in other holds they do script tunnels to do the same thing, and then there's a script you step on the tunnel and it warps you. But like I say, you can fast travel to stairs, so that's why I'm making these stairs. You can't fast travel towards tunnels. What else? This doesn't need to look like this. I guess a bit of play testing is going to be in order here. But let's sort out this guy here. So this is going to be Ferryman. I'm not going to put an asterisk on his name this time. He's going to be a recoloured mimic. So he is going to have behaviour face target. Because we want him to walk off when he's done. This guy is actually not going to die when you fight him, which I think is unkillable. Can't fast travel stairs in the version I have, then upgrade the game. It's only been out for over a year, I think, the latest version. It's easy enough. You download the new exe, you drop it in, or you install over the top. That's it. Yep, so he's going to be unkillable, but I think that means you can still fight him. Let's find out. So if I just give him 1 health, I should be able to fight this guy. It's not easily visible, but I believe the square underneath the pressure plate is still sand and not tile. There is no floor underneath pressure plates. Oh, this guy has a sword. Well, that's okay, actually, I think. Yeah, so there you go, you can fight him. That ended up a lot bigger than I thought it would. I didn't really expect that to turn out like that, but that's fine. Yeah, so this ferryman here, he has a sword, and what we want to do, he's unkillable. I need to remind myself how these scripts work. When they die, what do you do? Well, let's first of all, let's just place some default of these. I think we can assign this guy some dummy golden rep values now. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to find out how in the world I make unkillable monsters do stuff when they die. If they were unkillable, so for those of you who don't know, this is some incredibly complicated set of scripting on monsters to make them behave. This guy isn't even killable. How did I do? Oh, on each defend, and then the guy has to do something. Imperative unkillable, but only after his HP hits 0. And then he does the stuff that he wants to do. Then he's killable, then he disappears, then you pretend that you killed him. God, is this really... I think this is how I had to do this for the complexity of the scripting. When it was like, oh, here's a monster, you kill it, you get 10 health at the end of the fight. Like, if you've got an HP regen skill. Buffs that expired. You can download this from the architecture forum. It's called Skills Smorgasbord. It's if you want to know how to do things with monsters and little skills, this tells you how. But it's very complicated. So I think that's what I do. I send the script after this to the bottom, and then I do a each defend. Do I send it to the bottom or do I stick it in a loop? We'll have to find out. I think it's okay to just send it to the end of the script. But then I do an on defend and I check if his HP is 0. And then I set unkillable. Oh, I think I had to do that because in this you could blow up monsters with like a fireball. Yeah, don't do skills, please. Where was I? Look at all these holds you don't know about. Don't pay too much attention to that list. So, yeah, so we want to do label, bottom of script, which goes at the bottom. We want a label defend, and we want to set this guy a each defend. Jump to the defend script. We want to do a go to the bottom. Wait for my HP equals 0 should work on its own. No, because the monster, if you don't ask it to jump to the defend. Oh, wait for my HP. Perhaps you're right, actually. Let's find out then. Let's do wait until my HP equals 0. Then we're going to do speech. Ouchies, there we go. This is how I test my scripts. So there you go, he died, nothing happened on the turn, and it did not in fact trigger. Wait until HP 0, the monster dies before it gets a chance to execute that. The only thing that will actually interrupt is a my defend, which is because he's going to defend when you hit, so as you see that didn't work. On the other hand, if we do this, then I believe this should work instead. Of course, he did that on every hit, So what you actually need to do, if I could hit this guy more than once, is you need to do a if wait until var my HP equals 0. Otherwise you just skip past this all. Now if I give this guy like 100 HP, he should only say that on the last killing hit. What happened there? That is because he didn't have enough damage to hit me, and therefore it skipped combat. So let's up his attack to 11, because I couldn't get hurt. There we go. That works. So that's the point where we can trigger a cutscene. So he will be unkillable. We also need to sword safe to player, so he stops hitting us during the cutscene. Cutscene. You have defeated me in combat. What was it that Denfrey said? Little fierce one. No, it's not Denfrey. I can't do that. You have defeated me in combat. I shall take you further upstream. Join me at my boat to the east when you are ready. I hope my tapping isn't too loud on the stream. What does this come up to? This is 7,800. So if we're doing a turn every 200, then that is 39 turns that needs to wait. Then we want to move this monster without forbid turning, but he's got a sword, and he's going to go east however many tiles it is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's good. And then he is going to disappear. And then he's going to trigger a score checkpoint as well, just before we end the cutscene, and just before the character ends as well. Score checkpoint. Defeated Ferryman. There we go. So let's just check that this works. So he'd be stabbing us if we didn't make our sword. Okay, this is a problem. Why is he not moving? If we speed up the cutscene, we are trapped in a forever cutscene. So clearly I've done something wrong. What did I do wrong? Then move 5, single step off. Yeah, so why did that not trigger? How interesting. Is that because he didn't have any HP and he should have been dead? Like, could that really be it? What if I set his HP to 1? How odd that happened. Because he can't pass through the closed door, maybe. Interesting, you may be right, but I thought that move command, I'm not telling him move 2, I'm just telling him move 5. Right, but let's change it to 1 then. This clearly didn't matter. And let's see what happens. Huh. He isn't moving. How odd. I wonder why he isn't. This probably doesn't need to be in a default script. Able defend. So yeah, he was unkillable. His HP is 0. Sword Sage player, he's triggering this, but he's just not doing the move command. Alright, can't believe I'm going to do this, but that's fine. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to move him X+1. And then we're going to wait 0. And this is probably really stupid, but there we go. That's hilarious. He didn't open the door. He just walked over it. That was really funny. I almost sort of want to keep that in, just because that's hilarious. But I think what that means is that I didn't actually wire up this, and that might have been the problem. Maybe this was the issue all along. But it did work, interestingly enough. You know, that... I guess I just have to do this. Like... it seems so ridiculous, but I think that's what I have to do. I just want to try something. So let's just make a citizen character. And maybe... just going to do move 5. Oh, maybe he was moving west. No? No, that is correct. Right, so like this character there had no problems doing that. So strange. I don't understand why that didn't work. But this also makes a nice backup in case he doesn't actually open the door for whatever reason. Like, what if we wanted to be hilarious and we took some hits and we fought him over here? Right? What happened there? He just vanished. So that's sort of a nice script backup if that doesn't work. Okay, so let's try actual move 2. Single step off, player off, and we are just going to ask him to go here. So I'll sort these out later. Can I select these all at once? Yeah. Okay, let's try that. Let's see if this wants to work now. No, it just isn't working. Just so odd. Tried to move east on top of you, failed 5 times, reached the end of the script and disappeared. Yeah, I think you're right. I think that's actually what happened. There's got to be a way. Maybe he needs some kind of behaviour on the type of movement that he does. Maybe he does normal movement or smarter movement. Maybe we have to give him this before he will move. Like... But that shouldn't make sense because the last person did it. Maybe he loses his behaviours when he dies. So we actually need to set a movement behaviour after he's dead. You know, I've never tried to move a dead monster before. So maybe that's why I'm having these problems. No, he just doesn't want to move. Maybe what's happening is that the defend is happening during the combat phase, and the combat phase happens after all monsters have moved? No, because you can have... Yeah, because you can have monsters move into you to attack you, and if multiple try and attack you at once, it queues up all of the fights, and then you fight them one by one. So maybe, because this is a part of the on-defend script, it's blocked from moving. I wonder if that's really what it is. Although we've got the wait these number of turns, and that is working, so it sort of can't be that, because we've come out of the combat phase, but maybe the game doesn't know what to do. This is a lot more difficult than it should be. This was supposed to be super easy, but I don't understand how DROD RPG's DROD script works in this one particular situation. The joy of programming and debugging, says Del Polo. Yeah, Hyperme says, and also DROD movement types. Yeah. Who knows? So we don't really know very well. It is open source, we could find out. But what does DROD RPG do during its unique combat code? I have no idea. The rest of this stream is going to be me trying to get this guy to move. So I think what it is Phoenix, try use direct movement first before other pokings. It says hyper me. Well, that's exactly what I've done. But that's not doing it. So it just doesn't like this move command. It doesn't like move 2. And I think that actually the way that I did this is probably for the best. But what I think I will do, so I'm going to do this. But what I am going to do is I'm going to say if wait for entity player is standing right here, then we're going to do something else instead. And I want an else as well. So the else will be these. Oops, I'm going to move this down. Otherwise, what we're going to do is we're also going to add my y add 1 and then my y subtract 1. There we go. Hyperme says, nobody knows how DROD RPG works. True. New idea. Do a hard my x plus 1 to make a move. Yeah, so you've just joined and you didn't watch. This is literally what I did before. I was just trying to get it to work. I feel like this is probably the best way to shortcut this. Now, so let's try it. There we go. Whereas if we stand in the way, really this is what I get for letting the player just stand on the other side of the player being behind scenes like case to be prevented by a tactical obstacle placement. Yeah, you're right. Whoa, hang on, that was not correct. Did you just see that? Let me look at that again. Looks like some stream delay is occurring also. Yeah, so like I could just not let you stand behind him. So like normally the bosses are actually against the door, which makes sense. But in this case, I just wanted to. Let's take a look at what the heck just happened here. Well then, why did that happen? Why did he do that? Like what? This is just, what is going on? Ah. I don't know. Okay, so I think what we really need to do is what we actually are supposed to do here is we just move the player out of the way. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we ignore all this and we say if the player's in the way, then set var player y, and we're just going to add 1. There we go. And then we're going to wait a turn so the player moves first. And I think that is this has got to be the solution, right? He was still looking at the player when he did that, which I think is wrong. So I think you put my X twice instead of my Y on the second one, did I? You might be right. But you know what? I think I'm fine with the solution I've come up with, and I think what I'm going to do is we're going to do behaviour standard, so he's not going to face the player anymore when he gets to that stage as well, and so he should just walk off, right? Hyphen says, I'd apologise, but I had nothing to do with this stuff. There we go. That looks a lot better. So we just put some unnecessarily complicated scripting on this guy. We eventually got it to work. Fantastic. So, you know, I could have just put an obstacle here and here as well. That would have been the sensible thing, because, like, why would you fight him from behind? You're just going to take damage. But I like to just try and actually sort this sort of thing. Maybe have them sheathe their sword in between the 2 spoken lines. Sure. I don't know if that's possible, so it is. We would have to change this. So I think what I'll do is I'll make him sheathe his sword. My sword 0. Not add, assign, and I'll just make him do it before he walks off, I think. In fact, let's make him do it at the start of the cutscene. So he'll drop his sword when he's defeated. That probably makes more sense. Also, we want this guy to have a different colour. What blends well with light blue, cyan, that doesn't look atrocious? Nothing, I think. So we got red, we got green, we got blue. We want to keep the blue the same. Let's try a bit of green. Is it RGB or is it RBG in this? Because it never makes any sense and I've just put it in the wrong place. Is DROD script sensible? Yay or nay? That looks fine, I guess. He's a bit too bright. So I think what I will do instead... Oh, he didn't even turn around. So here's what we're going to do. Last thing. And we're going to set Mayo to 5, which should be facing east. There we go. I don't like how bright he is, so I think instead what we need to do is we actually need to drop all of these by 30. There, that looks a lot better. In combat, I shall take you further upstream. 30, 40, 70, so that's going to make him a lot bluer. I can try it though. I don't know how that's going to look, but let's find out. 20, 50, 20 I'll remember, but I will try 30, 40, 70. So basically the numbers go from 0 to 99 and they represent red, green and blue respectively, where 50 is unchanged. Okay, so this guy's now very blue. It's actually a nice shade of blue. I really like that shade, actually. That is something to remember. That blends quite nicely. Let's just try though. I sort of wanted to make him a bit more green for no reason. So let's try 30-70-40 instead. No, I don't like that one as much. But I do really like 30-40-70, so I think he is actually just going to be blue. With a nice fetching shade that's not cyan. I think what I want to do now as well is... I don't want this in the default script because I actually want to use this character in another room, how he's going to look. So I think I'm going to put it here instead. And then we're going to have Ferryman in another room, but he is the on the boat instead. Yeah, we'll have to put this back in the script, but that's fine. Cool. So that's the boss script working. We need to figure out what stats he actually wants, and then we'll make the final room. So, stats, let's think about it. So, we can potentially have all of this from our starting stats. I think it's a good assumption to assume that the player has the sword and the shield. Colours in DROD RPG are a little weird, says Hyper Me. Yeah, well, it lets you increase and decrease, but I mean, I don't know how much fine control you get. The blending is unfortunate. I feel like it would be a lot better if, like, A, it didn't really change the weapon, and B, the monsters would like grayscale to begin with, so you could have like shading with darker shades of grey that you then blend. If you want radical recolors, you need to extract the image resource and edit it in an image editor, says Hyper-Me. Del Polo, kind of silly to only let you recolor the entire sprite with a single tint, but I suppose that's the best you can do without separate sprite sheets for clothing, hair, skin, etc. Well, the other thing you do is that you redesign them completely to have a limited palette, and then you allow like palette swaps, but I'm actually not sure in the way this is done in SDL2 graphic library if actually palette swaps are that easy. I know that I've done some graphical SDL2 programming in a Lemmings 3 editor I made. You can extract the sprites into software rendering and then edit them, but it takes a long time. And you could do palette swapping that way. It's probably not worth it. I think just slapping a tint is fine, but what you need to do is you need to start with like grayscale resources. So I think I think you could make nice looking custom monsters if you were willing to provide your own graphics that were expecting to be single tinted, right? Like, so with limited colors already on it. But that's something that I don't really have the desire to do. So anyway, so we've got a boss, and we need to consider that we're going to start with at least 20 attack and defense, and we're going to get up to 26 attack and 20 defense at most. So I think he needs a good amount of attack. I think 50 is probably alright. So he's going to be hitting you for like 30 or probably up to 24 per hit. And we are gonna want him to hit us. How many times feels good? About 6, maybe. So what that means, let's see, if he hits you once, that means you're hitting him twice. So we need a monster that we are gonna be hitting roughly around about 7 times. So if we enter a calculator that you can't see, and we do... Come on, where's my calculator? That's not my calculator. That's paint.net. I clicked the wrong icon. Now I have to wait for this to load. That was stupid. Here's the calculator icon. There are ways to get the monster tiles out of a DROD or DROD RP installation as one big sprite sheet. Yes, I've already done that. If you look in the... if you search for MetaKit extract on the forums, there is a thread that doesn't quite have the title you think it would, that will come up in the search, and you will find a post to that. And then you need to install like an old version of Java, and then you need to do some funky stuff if you're trying to extract TSS, because it won't add folders, so you need to run it, wait until it fails, and then do that. And also you need to run like the GUI from a command line, but I got it to work and I extracted it all. So I also have, like, if we want custom music in this hold, I've got all of the music files that aren't available through the regular DROD scripting. Apollo, are you even able to make custom monsters that are larger than 1 by 1, like serpents and stuff? Technically, but every tile is actually a different monster, or a different character. So you would have to put in some special funky scripting to handle that. But you could do it, but it's not really worth the effort. So what was I doing? So I was doing, on the calculator, I think 100 divided by 7. That gives us 14%. So we know that we need to be dealing about 14% of the total enemy's health to hit him like 7 times. So let's say our attack is 22. For 22 to be 14% of a number, what is the total number that it needs to be? So that's 0.14. So is it 22 divided by 0.14? You'd think I'd be good at maths. Yeah, so there you go. So he's going to have roughly about 150 health. That's what the math tells me. It was actually 157, but I like 150 as a round number. Hyperme might be possible to substitute MetaKit extract with DROD util, but that has its own issues, i.e. you have to compile the DROD source code. Oh, if there's something in the source code, maybe, but it's a lot easier to just pull this Java program, download it that someone's already made, to get at all the graphics and all the sounds and all that stuff. There's interestingly some TSS has some very Tendry style music. The music that Emmett Platt was his name, that he made, that's got some pretty good tunes that would work really well for DROD RPG. Actually, there is a separate like Tendry theme in there. Why is that in TSS? Who knows? Maybe that's spoilers. So another thing we can do here. How much defense? So that I was assuming that this monster has 0 defense. If we add defense, then how that impacts this is that just decreases our effective attack. Del Polo, having the music accessible for easy listening was nice, but it sure was nice to stumble upon the official songs on Bandcamp and learn their actual song names. Yeah, I really like the City Beneath soundtrack, which you can get on Bandcamp. Like Matilda as a track is like one of my favourites. But you'd never know what they were called. That was just one of the above ground puzzle. No, it's one of the above ground action, I think. You never really hear it in regular DROD, but I really like it. Defense, maybe this guy just doesn't have any defense, right? If we've gone for 150 HP, or maybe he just has, because I assumed they're about 22 attack, so maybe he just has. Let's try this. Why not? Let's try that as. So he's going to hit us 200. If we've got just the sword and the shield, he does 270, but he also hits us an extra time when we step into him. 2 attack for faster win. That's nice to know, but he is hitting us like 9 times. And I think at this we only get the 1 attack checkpoint. No, there is another. And then there's +3. So I think what that's telling me is that actually... sorry, what have I just done? I want us to behave as though our attack was 1 larger, so I'm actually going to give him 4 defense, which is a very, very specific amount of defense. And I think he's okay at 50 attack, right? We can always just add more health if we need to. So here you pick that up. Then you pick up 2, and then if you get all of the attack in the level, the boss actually goes down another attack. But here he hits us 7 times, so that's a temptation to get all of the attack. Whether it's actually good or not, I don't know. But I do like that the boss sort of encourages you to actually get to the last 3 attack. Otherwise, it does nothing for the boss. To just save possibly less than 30 damage. So if we have a bunch of that, now he's dealing like 175, 168, or his lowest, 144, but then he'll hit you an extra time, which is about 168. And you know what? I think that's okay, actually, for the boss stats. I think that works well. So I think we got a good boss here. I think those are some pretty reasonable stats. And then we'll just have to play the level and see if it actually works out. But just before we do, we are going to make the end of the stream here. That is the end of this stream. That not the stream that I'm doing, but the in-game stream, which is the this. You know what I mean. You know what? I'll stop talking. What I would like as well, so something I like to do, and I don't know why, because it doesn't really matter, but I really like to just have a little cache of goodies after every boss, and I always go for a very specific cache, and it is this. And I like to put this in all of the holds that I do, which is like 2. So that's not really a great thing. There's only the beneath the hood and what was it called? Goblin King Fortress. Those are like the only holds that I've done, which is sad. For DROD RPG, and I do this in both of them. In fact, I think I tweak it slightly for the beneath the hood about what you actually get as a result. But yeah, so you're going to have these goodies that you can then pick up before you move to the next level. So we start you with a key. I think that's kind of cool. Also, if you're not going for the high score, for that score point, you can potentially pick these up and then go back and get more stuff from the level. But yeah, I like how that is. I think that's good. We've got to make this more pleasant. Yeah, it's a big tree, and then we're off the grass. So now it's just big rock. And actually, what we're going to do is we're going to have this, and we're going to have the ferryman here, and he's going to have my sword equal to nothing, and he's going to have my colour equal to, what was it, 30, 40, 70? Let's find out. 30, 40, 70, yeah. And this guy here is a completely different monster. He has no health. And we're going to have an entrance. I'm actually going to put it all the way over here. And this is return to beach, even though the level's not called beach. And this guy, we're going to put... we want to be able to bump him multiple times, so we're going to put a restart script on entrance, and he's going to wait for player to touch me, and I think rather than ask, we're just going to have the player bump and he's just going to take you, because you can just come back again. So he's not going to say, are you sure you want to move? He's just going to say, alright, let's go. And that's going to be a cutscene again. I like to do 200 for no good reason. For that to finish, let's make it not quite finish for no apparent reason. Because I can't be bothered to wait. So we're going to wait 9 turns. We're going to turn the cutscene off, just in case there's a problem. And then we are going to go to level entrance, skip entrance screen is off, and right now that's going to take you to the end of the hold. Alright, let's go. Oh, and then he stabs me just as I go to leave, which is pretty rude. So, that's quite funny. That's it, and then it's the end of the hold because he stabs you and you die, right? So he stabs you. So how dare you defeat me in combat? And then he stabs you. That's really, really annoying that happens. Is that because of restart script on entrance? Like, what a pain that it did that, right? Like, that's just rude. Like, DROD script, why? Like, why do you do this to me? Like, this should be so easy. Alright, comedy option. It was already funny, but now he's standing on Auramites. Like, look, I don't know. Like, do I really have to resort to this? Like, please tell me it ain't true. Like, please tell me I don't have to do this. Why? Oh, I deleted the Auramites. Right. Like, no, I don't like doing that. Right, that's awful. Like, do I just give him his sword? Like, do I really have to do this? Like, is he just going to be a sworded guy and he's just going to be like this? Like, even his colour changes as you change levels. Like, is it because of this? You know what? Let's find out. Set his weapon to 0. Yeah, I already did that. Like, that's what I did. Sword will go away. Yeah, like, I already did that here. That was hyping me. I don't know if people can read the chat after the video is posted, so I try and say who said what. Okay, so it was restart script on entrance that was doing that. That was the problem. So here's what we're going to do instead. Here's the sneaky trick. Because the script does not reset, we are going to put this in a loop. And we're actually just going to do a wait. And we're going to put it at the top of the loop. And then we're going to tell him to go on a loop. And it's sort of completely mad that this is what we have to do. But I think this will work. Hyperme says, DROD script is wretched. I can say that because Skell is not here. Okay, so here's what, let's try this. I think it was literally, I think it's because when you trigger the end of the room, the restart script on entrance, maybe that actually fires when you leave the room and not when you enter. Like, maybe it makes it so that it resets the position just before you leave. Like, and that is why his sword comes back, because it then but surely that shouldn't undo the variable assigned to the monster, right? Like, that shouldn't reset his sword. I don't know, anyway. So what I want to do now, instead of ending hold, is I'm actually just going to take him to return to beach. So he's going to come back to the same room. Yeah, there we go. See, that works now. And as you should see, the room should manage its state when we leave and come back in. Yeah. Okay, great. So we got there in the end. All sorts of weird scripting bugs that I have never seen before. This has been an interesting exercise in dealing with DROD script. Very funny. But that's good. We've hit the end of the level, and we know what this means. This means we probably don't have enough health, and we need to test it now. And also, we almost certainly don't have enough health, I guess. So let's add more health. Why not? I keep doing these 3x3 little passageways and little huts. We really need to go back to doing some more natural architecture, I think. So let's push this out. Let's not push this out. So there's going to be some monsters, and they're just hiding in a little cubby hole. That's going to have some of these. And you can come back and kill these monsters when they are super weak. So it's okay if we put some expensive guys in. Del Polo says, it says chat is disabled in VODs. I never... well, I mean, I thought you could still read the chat, you just couldn't say anything, but I don't know. Oh, we can get rid of these guys now, because they were there for testing. I don't know if we want people to be standing here and to talk something, or if it's going to be the case that he lands here. Oh yeah, I sort of wanted to... Well, maybe this boat is fine, actually. I was thinking of maybe changing it slightly, how it looked. Maybe he could land and he says, oh, there's no one here, and then eventually he finds them holed up in this room or something. I don't know. Also, I know changing light is a bit annoying, but just this one level, I'm going to have this room be a little bit darker, I think. So it sort of implies that they are actually like in a cave then. Why are they in a cave? I don't know. I have no idea what the story of this hold is going to be. But there we go. And they got a couple of lights in this cave. And even though there is no electricity, also there is a light. And for some reason in this room it's the same colour as the keys, because inexplicable. So there you go. You got that one slightly darker room. Let's test this. Can we get to the boss? How good is it? Let's find out. This is the fun bit. What I might do, because we've got one level, is I'm actually going to post this in the forum, so people can play the first level as well. Del Polo, how do you decide on how difficult the level hold should be, / how optimal you expect the player to be? Seems like it'd be hard to balance and give adequate leeway level after level. So, very interesting question. One thing I would like to do is that from the second level we're going to have an altar, and what the altar means is that if we design under the expectation that the player is going to use the altar like once or twice per level or something, what you can do is you can just be a bit more generous on the health, and then basically the player might be able to get away with not using the altar as much. And save it for the end, and then, you know, that's sort of where the leeway comes from. I also sort of have an idea that you want to leave, what am I going to say here? You want more health earlier on, when in the early altar levels, and then you kind of want not quite enough health later as you go to make it feel a bit more difficult. So like you're a bit too generous early, and then you're a lot ungenerous later. That's sort of the aim that I would try, and that's sort of where you get your leeway from. So in the early levels it's really easy because you've got so much extra health to just not play well and move ahead, and then the game will basically start saying, well, actually, if you want to plough ahead, you really should try optimising the earlier levels as well. Because DROD RPG is weird in that, in some extent, like, if you want to play well, you kind of have to, like, if you're willing to optimize, the whole hold is quite difficult. Like, even early levels with lots of spare health, you are still always looking to minimize the amount of damage you are actually taking overall. And then if we throw in, like, a lucky blade, then we are also saying, hey, you want to leave monsters alive till the end and not buy as much, like, from shops either, because you're not just going to start killing enemies as soon as they become free necessarily. So another thing we can do is that to help out people that don't want to use the altar as much, we can put in a couple more shops on every level as like an alternate way to spend the money, and maybe encourage people to actually kill free monsters early on just for the money, even though they're not spending it at an altar. Tendry's Tale second half does this. It lets you buy like a blue key for 800 money on level 2, which is really expensive. But if you're not really using the altar much, like, you can afford to do that, and that might be a lot better than fighting off a load of monsters to pick up the other blue key on the level. So, you know, you can start doing things like that. But yeah, I mean, in terms of the actual difficulty, like, I think you've just got to play it yourself and try it. So, speaking of playing it myself, let's actually play while I talk instead of people just staring at a blank screen. So I've sort of decided that this is the thing that I want to do. I'm sort of not thinking too hard here. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to replace this little tile with a little bridge square. I think that'll just look a bit nicer. I can't remember how much this stuff cost. How much did it cost? 200 health, 50, 80, 150. Okay. So if I'm testing, I should probably play a new game and get the advantage of saving, because from the editor I cannot save. But this is what I've decided to do. And I've decided to go my usual path of going this way, but now I'm out of health, and I think I've just doomed myself, actually. Because I think this is the way that I was meant to go. Yeah, this is what I normally do. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. The stream, cool, we're there. Play new game. Here we go. So I can save now. Somehow I have these rooms on my map. I must have played this before under new game. I didn't know I did, but I must have. There was a little lag there as it was adding the room to my player file, because apparently it thought I'd never seen it before. So yeah, see, there's a little lag there. That only ever happens the once. I'm getting some real screen tearing. I guess that's because I'm streaming. So this is the sort of thing that I've decided that I want to do. I didn't make that bridge change in the end. And I'm going to go this way. And I'm going to take this because it's really good. And then I'm just going to make a quick save. A quick save, but not a quick save. There's an auto save. Let's add these rooms to my map. Yep, don't need those, don't need that. Ill turns need 1 more health. They all need 1 more attack, sorry, except the weakers. I just want this attack, really. Ooh. I have no health at all if I do that. I need more health. Stalwart needs food badly. Is there an advantage to taking more attack? Yes, the ill turns get a little bit better still. Do I go for this now? I don't think I do. I think I want the shield as soon as possible. For some reason, I've decided I'm going this way. I haven't really thought about it too hard. Now is not really the time to optimize a lot. I need another key. Where am I going to get another key from? Maybe I shouldn't have spent my key before I then decided. Let's find out. So I could go for this one. But this one's even better because it's got some health attached. I could buy a key. No, I can't because they cost 80. That's terrible. Ah, that one's very good. So I want to kill the weaker first because the weaker does not... I think I hit him less times as well. Yeah, so the weaker is not going to go... Like the savings that I'm going to make in the short term are a lot better on the ill turn than they are on the weaker. Like he's going to go down a lot more, so I would rather... do that first. I still need more health before I kill this sea lion, so gonna kill this guy, and then I have health to actually do something after I've picked up the shield. Cool, so now everything is a lot cheaper. Yeah, see, this is all far more manageable now. That is quite tempting. How much health was... Oops. But I would rather get this one, just because there's no opportunity to spend a key if I'm going to kill one for health, which it looks like I might need to do. Could just spend 42 and get 100 as well. Kill that weaker there. But I think I like this more. Well, then again, this guy's not going to save. I might get another attack. Because once I've got that health, I might go for this. Right? Like, that is a possibility. Looks like I need another key as well, which might be better. So is there another key I can collect? Well, there's 2 over here, but I need more health. So what if I get this? I think this is better for now. I still need more health, really. Yeah, because when I get this attack, I'm doomed. So let's not doom myself. And let's just go for this guy. So here's the benefits of fast travel. Makes it very easy to get around here. Maybe I wanted to kill that other sea lion first. Make this guy cheaper. I think that's what I'm going to do. Although the sea lion... Well, you're not saving that much. 19 damage. 7. Well, fine. Whatever. I don't think it matters that much. I'm not trying to optimise too hard here. If I could trivially find out what was the best result, then I'd have a problem, I think. So it's all just Enders blockading my way. That's fine. We're going to make another small save. I do need more health. I have picked that one up already. So the ill turn and the weaker are now exactly the same, and every defense is going to make the ill turn cheaper. So the ill turns, but the next attack makes the weakers a lot cheaper instead. So interesting dynamic. I do like how they've worked out. These guys, Ooh, man. Wow, we really want to get some more attack first. See, if I kill this sea lion, I get 100 health. And I open up this, which I think was the green key. Behind 2 yellow doors. So that's actually not so great to get now, if I remember that correctly. Yeah, because it wasn't that one, because I just added that room. That's how I remember. I could just get this as well. But also, I want to go this way. And I think it's better to kill that to go that way. So, let's just do it. Hang on, how much? Yeah, let's just do this. I want to see if I was right. Yes, I was. That was the green key. That could have been a lot cheaper, so that was quite bad because I wasn't going to go that way anyway anytime soon. But I think I'm just going to take this. I'm going to go this way. And here we are. And this should be the beachside shop, downstream warehouse. Maybe that shouldn't be beachside shop. Oh, I've got this. That's funny. While we were testing, let's get rid of that. Yeah, there we go. This is a nice room. Got to remember this exists. What was here? So this was important. I had forgotten that actually, had we opened this door, there was a whole bunch of health here as well. Okay. And this room's quite nice too. Well, it looks like we need keys. So, how are we getting keys? Well, there's 2 behind a tough ranchula, which I kind of like the look of. There is that one as well. This is not where he is. Of course, we can buy one as well. But maybe I would rather buy the green key, right? Like, let's see. I think I want this. So, I need more health. Maybe I need to consider buying health instead. I don't need the green key yet. However, if I buy the green key soon, I do get both of these, or I get the sword, which is really quite excellent. The sword being up here. I need another key to get this way. Maybe I will open this door instead of killing these, and I will go up this way. I do think this is alright. But I need another key, and that means I need more health as well. Man, these guys are just so close, and there's no stats anywhere. Maybe there just isn't enough health. Maybe I should open this door to get this. Is that good? That's killing this monster, and it's giving me passageway, which, quite frankly, I didn't need because I crossed over this way, so it feels bad. This is good, but it leaves me at 1 HP, which is bad, unless I spent the key here, which is really bad. So I think what this is telling me is that I am going to buy some health. Maybe that's not good, but that is what I've decided. And this is okay. And I'm going this way with all these keys. Before I spend this last one, I think I should spend it here first. And then do this. So, is it really worth spending this key. You know what? So how much is that actually saving me? So this costs 176, but there's 50, so it's 126. That's 115, so it's sort of equivalent to doing this. But it is leaving the monsters available to Lucky Blade them at a later date as well. On the other hand, it is also 17 money to put me towards a green key to get the sword. On the other hand, there is a green key right here behind this sea lion. So, wow, the ill turns have really gone. That's because I haven't picked up any attack. This is quite nice though, and I think I'm going to do that instead. It's over this way, isn't it? Yeah. So I'm feeling like there actually isn't enough health here. I've had to buy some from the shop, which is okay. So maybe there is enough health, because I could have another 200 by just buying it. Right, and I could buy the yellow key as well. So I say there's not enough health. Actually, I think there's plenty of health. So ignore everything I've just said. I could go this way, spend 2 yellows, get 4. That's really nice. But I want to get the sword first. And I am here. Did I really do this like this? Yeah, 250. I could have spread them out a bit in that room, but I just didn't. I just didn't do it. I guess that's slightly annoying that this is right here. That is quite annoying. If I decide I don't want to open this green door, I can't use the shortcut. So there's got to be a better place. Maybe the shortcut needs to be in this room. Yeah, I think the shortcut's going to be better over here, actually, because you are almost certainly going to be taking this sword, right? Like, you can't really beat the boss without it. So, okay, so we want to move the shortcut. Oh, and here's another thing I didn't think of. This needs to be over here, because we are just hitting it, passing through rooms, and that's bad. So, lots of stuff to remember. Where was I going? I was going not here. It was this room, but not from this entrance. So here's where the shortcut would have been really nice. So you can see why I added in the shortcut. It would have just taken us straight to the sword room here. And there's our sword. And now, Tough Ranchers 27, Ill Turns 10. Oh god, these guys are really cheap, aren't they? So you know what? I think we do have plenty of health. Because we have a lot of health lying around. Like, a lot of health lying around. What the heck was over here? Oh, there was more ways to spend keys for stuff, wasn't there? Yeah. Okay. So here's where I would like to have another key to do this. I think I would like to buy the green though, so let's see what else I can do. No, I think I would rather take this key over here. Not there. It's up here. Then I'm going to use this to take this. And that is enough to purchase this. And I'm going to use this to get to the shortcut because it's driving me mad, but I can't. That's the real reason why I did this. There we go. Just going to open that. I'm going to go this way. So interesting, the sea lion there is... there's the boss. Do I want the last point of attack? Let's try it. Where is it hiding? Was it in here? No, it's behind the green door, isn't it? Okay, there's the last point of attack. Kind of scary how fast one can go through a level compared to how long designing it takes. Well, that's always the case with this stuff. You know, like anything like this, it's always just so much quicker. Oh, that's right. I don't even have to kill the sea lion because I can just do this. And now I can just move past it. Right? Brilliant. I need more health to fight the boss. I could actually buy this health potion. But I'm interested to see what resources I have. So this feels bad, but I could do it. This is really strong. Like, yow. Okay. Well, it's been decided. And now, whoops, we're going this way. Oh, here's a problem. I've got two entrances along the same path. So I think what I need to do, because we don't want to go down this path, is I should make this accessible via a tunnel. So the monster is like in front of a tunnel, and the tunnel just immediately jumps from one to the other, and that should hopefully block this, or I put this in its own little platform passageway. So you only move it across one square, but that blocks fast travel. And I've got a key even as well. Brilliant. There we go. And I got this before I killed the boss, so that's good. And there we go. So we have a ton of resources. We've actually got quite a lot of resources spare. In fact, I even get to go over here and pick up this. So going into the next level, this is interesting. We're almost back to like 500 HP, which is a good start for a level. But we also have... That's probably going to be weak. Remember, we might not want stuff like that. That is okay. It's some easy health, but we might want to keep one of them around for money. Would we ever get this now? It's possible, but it's also possible that we don't. I think there's a room we haven't been in. Yeah, we never went over here, but that's also got like a defense gem in it, I think, where you can kill a bunch of monsters to get it, so that actually probably would have been quite good. But maybe it's better to wait till we get a better shield or something. This is okay. We can pick this up at any time if we want to trade 2 yellows for a green in a future level. We may never take these, but that's good because we should get better key doors, and we've basically made savings and we're going in with a load of keys. That there, 6 damage. Wow, look at this. These guys are doing 3 damage per hit or something. They are going to become free very quickly. And look at this. This is actually insane. We'd want to spend one of these, but there's like 3 more keys available on the level there. Is it insane? Because we haven't opened a lot of doors. Like, we've left a lot of doors open, and if we want to get something like this, well, we can go that way, can't we? We don't have to open the door. Yeah, we left a lot of doors open, and you know what? Maybe it's okay that there's all these keys left to pick up, and we've still got to buy one as well. But yeah, you know what? I think this looks good. Situation that we're in at the end of a level. All that extra health would have spent by spending keys. So actually, it's fine that we've got all those keys left, because we would have had to spend money or buying in a shop or buying keys or spending the keys on health. right? Because there was actually 1, 2, 3. Well, that actually gives you more keys. And there was, of course, these keys to get a green. So maybe the number of green keys it looks like we had, or the yellows. And here was another one, like 4. You could have spent like 6 more keys. So if we were not doing very well at this. So yeah, that gives us the leeway and flexibility while giving us room to optimize. I think this has gone on. This has done well. And there we go. And that would normally leave the level. So yeah, this looks really good. I have just gone over 2 hours, but I did want to make some quick changes. So number 1, that is a bridge. Number 2, I want to move all of this to this room instead. Does it look like that? Yeah, it does. So I don't like to copy paste stairs, so I'm just going to remake them. So that goes to the bottom of the fast travel. This. Top of fast travel. Beach. We need to delete this one. So there's just nothing here in this room in the end. Maybe it could be decorated on a future run through, who knows. There we go. So that's gone. We need to change this one. You're going there instead. Let's just quickly check that this works. Yes, it does. We need to just quickly change the floor of this room. And I feel like there was something else that I wanted to change, and I don't know what it was. Yeah, this is what that room looked like that I didn't reach. Can anyone remember what it was that I wanted to change? I feel like there was one more thing, but I can't remember it. This is what I wanted to change. This guy needs to move out of the way. Checkpoint. Maybe replace the old fast travel spot with a random NPC informing you of the ferryman's existence. So the only problem with this spot was that you sort of couldn't reach it. Sometimes there was the possibility that you didn't want to go this way. Platform over water to prevent the 2 paths into the boss room. Yes, you're right. That was the last thing as well. So there was actually a couple of things. So this way here is it's going to be a new little. And there's just a little boat there, and that little boating thing, I like to put the guy on the platform. There we go. So this basically lets you then get to this room without it being fast travelable, and that's because we only ever want to go this way once and never again, is why that works. This looks like the ideal spot for some sort of secret room. Maybe we could have a secret room that goes into here, but why would we do that? There's nothing I want to put in there. This room was not brilliant, but that's fine. They don't all have to be the best room ever. Yeah, so this was the stream, and that's the name of the level, but also this was the stream. Haha, get it? See what I did there? Yes, so I think that was a very successful session. We got to the end, we made a boss, we had fun, the level is quite good. Like I say, I'm going to post it in the thread, so if you want to have a play around, you can. And join me next time, where I guess I need to start deciding how else we want this to go. Do we also, we will slowly work out story, and we will populate the dialogue of the guys in this room, I guess. We could do as well. Otherwise, I guess we might as well crack on and focus on the fun bit, which is the rockin' gameplay. And we're going to make an altar in the next level as well, and we're going to decide. And we're going to do more monsters with stats. It's all going to be good fun. Great stuff. Yep, so thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time. So, goodbye.